Hello everybody, welcome back to another video of Ghost Tabor, where today I won't actually be playing the game, but pause, don't scroll. Just because I'm not playing the game doesn't mean this isn't going to be an interesting video. These are mainly for the starters or even for old veteran players that are just coming back to the game. I don't even know. They're mostly for new players. But anyways, these are the top 5 mistakes that people can make within Ghost Tabor. Now, these won't be in the any order of worst to best, well, they're all bad. But this won't be in order to the worst to the even worse. This will be out of order. This won't be anything. These are just mistakes. It's not like I'm ranking guns or anything. Now, on to the first mistake that I've noticed people, like even me, starters, that make sure you always have your kit equipped. Make sure you have a gun on you. Make sure you have armor. Right there, I don't have armor. Make sure you have a bag on you. Make sure you do have heals and bandages and water and food. Because you spawn with this stuff and you should have it on you. Yes, it takes up room and you can't scavenge for much things, but you will need it without in that wasteland of yours. Next mistake is the fact that your people go straight for PvP because they think it's nice. Don't. Your first 30 to 40 games should be PvE. The main reason why I say PvE for the first couple games is because when you first start out, you don't start out with that good of a kit. Which PvP, you'll usually run into people that have way better kit than you. Better armor, better helmet, better everything. Better gun, they'll instantly wipe you out. Take your shit, you'll lose your shit forever. That's why, within PvE, if you just run PvE for like 30 to 40 games, you'll get enough of a good kit to start going into PvP. Now, the best tip I have for you guys that are starting on Ghost War, is start on easy mode, because this wasn't always in the game. This wasn't in the game when I first started out. You now have modes if you're starting out at the time of this video being made. I recommend with your first 10 games, start off on easy mode. If you notice that's a bit too easy, after that 10 rounds are over, then you can move up to normal and then go 10 games with that. And then if you notice you're doing okay and you're doing good on normal, then you can move it up to hard. Now, quick tip for you, don't use this against anything. Don't go straight for hard mode or normal mode just because I'm saying this. Easy mode will actually, hold on, I don't know if it's one way or the other. I'm pretty sure hard mode gives you more better loot than easy mode. It might be the other way around, where easy mode gives you better loot, hard mode doesn't really. I'm pretty sure it is that way, actually. It's how most games do it, but then again, I could be completely wrong. It could probably not even have anything to do with it. I should have looked that up before I freaking did anything. But yeah. Always start off on PvE within your first 30 to 40 games. And then that other 10, within all these rounds, the other 10 you should choose your difficulty that you think is well, and you should just practice your aim, scavenge for good things, and once you're done with those 40 games, you can choose to do more PvE or you can go into PvP. Now, this tip is actually not for only new players, but this is for returning players, actually. After a wipe, it's best to have your first 40 games as PvE, so you can get up the loot and stuff. The better stuff you get, the better chance you have in PvP. Now, I'm not going to say that every thing is going to be good. After all, you could have the shittiest freaking thing. I've once had in one of my island boar raids where every crate I opened had absolutely nothing. I had a purple keycard, but I was not going to open it with how bad that raid was going. Like, it would have junk in it, really. Like, almost every crate that I opened, every drawer, every box, everything that I opened would have either junk that I didn't need or empty. It was complete shit. But do within your first 40 to 30 games do PvE. It's going to help you out a lot. And if you ask any veteran player, they will recommend the same thing. Maybe not as much games as I am recommending, but they will recommend for new players to go into PvE than PvP. And if you are new and you don't know what and what PvE and what PvP is where you're playing against both AI and actual players around the world. And then PvE is where you're only playing against AI. You only have AI enemies, and the AI isn't actually that good at hitting shots, unless depending on the mode. Depending on the mode, they aren't good or they are good. It really depends on what mode you are on. The next mistake, which is on to our third mistake, because I was on that mistake for a long time, I'm sorry, is people don't really choose the best maps to go in first. Now, the most I will ever say do not go into first off is literally any of these maps up here. Island Tabor is the best for starters because it's so open and you have a better chance of cutting off contact with AI. Now, a bunch of people have their own opinions, but yes, I recommend an open quarters map really more, mainly because there's much more areas to cut off areas. But of course, get like watch videos of like a map tour of Ghost Island Tabor or any of the maps that you want to start on. Start on any map you want, but I recommend Island Tabor. Watch videos on whatever map you're starting on, and just get to know the layout. That's the best way. Get to know the layout better before you actually play. That's the best. That's why I actually did, and how I made myself better. I have a set path that I will always take depending on where I spawn. That I will always take between everything. Now, another thing is within Island Tabor, it's always best to the best places are the prison, radio tower, and labs. Those have the most loot, the best loot spawns, and all three of those places have keycard spawns in them. Prison up in the top of the main building, on the desk, there's an orange keycard spawn, which there's also an orange vault in the garage of the labs. In the top meeting room of labs, there's a purple keycard spawn on top of the meeting table on the far end, near the window. And within the same building on labs on the first floor, there's this little check-in table thing next to the storage rooms. On the far end of that, there is also another purple keycard spawn. Now, within Radio Tower, if you go upstairs and there's a mini office and there's a big office, on the tiny office there's a broken cabinet thing, not the desk, but there's this small old bedside table looking thing. On top of that should be a purple keycard. That is another spawn for a purple keycard. Now, of course, any crate, any drawer, anything, any box or anything like that can have a chance of spawning a purple or an orange keycard. But it is rare. But those spawns are the most likely to have a keycard and stuff like that. Now, for your first couple raids, go on day. Now, if you notice you're getting better and you have night vision, and you have a night vision helmet, go run nights. Night mode is by far a good area. One, it is dark, but that also throws off the AI's aim and their sight. And it also spawns better loot. That's why I usually run night raids myself, is because it spawns better loot and stuff. But within night raids on Island of Tabor, do be wary that there is a boss that spawns only at night and at the church. I would not go to the church during the night, or just slightly check, because there's 2 enemies that spawn outside the church if the boss actually does spawn. The boss has a total of 5 to 6 enemies. 4 to 6 enemies. 4 is the minimum, 6 is the max. I'm pretty sure that's how it. 6 has all. with the amount of times I've fought it, it seems like, well, within the amount of times that I've fought it and friends have fought it, it seems like 6 has been the max of people I've found, and 4 has been the minimum. Actually, I'm pretty sure 3 has been the minimum. I don't know. 3 to 6 or 4 to 6, I don't know. But be wary that one enemy will always spawn, at least one will always spawn outside of the building. So if you see someone outside of the church, then the boss is there. Now be aware that there is no other NPC that spawns at the church, so if you don't see any NPC at the church, then the boss is not there. Now I'm going to make you wary that the fish cult is actually the easiest boss in the game to fight, but that doesn't mean to fight them because they do have very good damaging guns. Now for those new players, bosses give good loot within the fish cult actually also gives you a technically vault thing. It gives you the basement of the church, which I don't know whether people consider a vault or just a room unlock. I consider it a vault. Um, Same with a bunch of other bosses. I'm pretty sure every boss gives you a key card to a vault, or just as the fish gang only gives you just opens the vault automatically. It doesn't actually give you a key card. But actually, within the fish cult, you get 2 awards, which is one of these fish masks, which you can pick up off of any of the bodies. You can actually get multiple of those off of one of them, and with off the main guy, you'll get this gun right here, this fish gun right here, with this cute little charm, and you'll also get 2 mags. At least that's what I got, 2 mags for the same gun. I don't know if I missed any. There might be more. Well, you get 3, including the one that was already in the gun. But yeah. I'm also pretty sure it has an inbuilt suppressor. I don't know. I can check right here. No, there's no suppressor on that, so you can actually add a suppressor to that. But yeah, you'll actually get awards off of each boss that you can pick up off the body, and you will also get a vote. Because if you don't get anything off a boss, what's the point of fighting it? To get the freaking bragging rights? Yeah, I don't think anyone's gonna fight them at that point. Anyways, on to the 4th mistake, which is Lord. People I see always, especially when I know you can't really do it when you have the level 1 only, but once you unlock the 2nd tier only, is people never come in here and they never reload their max. It's just as easy as sticking that in there, making sure you have the right ammo type in there, and then just make it, pour in here, and load. Now, of course, I don't have 9x19 in here, but of course, this gun doesn't actually need to be loaded. Although I do need mags loaded, but I'm not going to do that right now because this is an actual raid. Okay. I think I'm on number 4 right now, which means we're going on. I'm going to just do an extra tip here. Number 4. Within actual raids and stuff, people a lot tend to leave their body open. So, say an enemy's in here, it's best to just keep yourself in here. It doesn't matter if your gun's sticking out, but I just do this tactically. And if I know they're not pointing at me, I will always peek over the corner. You can lean. That is a physical thing that you can do within this game. They have it where you can lean. You can lean around corners. It won't reveal your body as I can see here. It doesn't do it for me because I can't face down while leaning and showing you guys, but it does do that. It does have lane mechanics so you can lean around corners. And then always take cover around every gunfight. Be wary of corners and always expect another enemy. Definitely do not sit on the open and take it, because if you run out of ammo and you're not near cover, you're probably dead. Now, I'm gonna switch that around because I don't want to freaking fuck that up next raid I do. Anyways, on to the final tip/mistake is People actually underestimate guns and stick to the same gun. Now, if you find a gun that you like after a couple test runs of other guns, that's perfectly fine. After all, I stick to the M4 even though I know for a fact that there's better guns. It's just, I like the gun because, yes, it's a good gun. It does do good damage. I recommend testing out a lot of different weapons to find your perfect, something you can control the recoil of, something that you know does good damage for you, and definitely something that can have a suppressor on it. Never go for something that does not have a suppressor on it, especially in a high close contact map. Always have a suppressor on a freaking close quarter map, because Lord, as soon as you shoot one freaking shot, everyone's gonna be on your ass. Anyways, do open yourself up to multiple weapons. Once you test out a lot of different weapons, or if not all, you can choose one weapon to stick to. As I'm not actually on the M4, I'm on the MP5 right now. Because I actually lost my M4 because I died to a grenade. If you remember my last video, you'll know that a freaking grenade turn, like a normal regular grenade that you just throw and it turn, and yeah, we don't talk about that. It basically exploded on impact, like it was an impact grenade, but it was not an impact grenade, which I don't actually, I still don't get how the fuck it just exploded out of nowhere. But always have a primary gun to stick to, and of course a secondary. Of course, I also lost my secondary pistol, but I will get it back tomorrow. But another thing to keep in mind is to also have a secondary gun that you always go to in case you lose your primary. Of course, you can collect multiple of the same gun and have backups of each gun, of each of your primary gun. Like, I didn't have that time. I wish I did. But always have a secondary primary gun that you go to after you lose one. Now, if you have multiple of the same gun, then switch over to another one of those. But it's always keep in mind to always have a secondary. I'm just repeating the same fucking shit. I'm sorry. Psst. Sorry, my cat. But yeah, explore your options. There's millions of guns in this game. There's a ton. But yeah, do find your favorite weapon. If you find it early on, don't just stick to it. Find new weapons, collect guns, and try them out within a raid or two. Or try them out on straight up enemy, and once you unlock the range, that's later on in the game. But if you unlock the range, you can do in there. But I recommend not doing it because it wastes ammo. Yeah, but anyways, bonus tip is the fact I don't know what map it is actually. Missile Silo. Missile Silo. If you ever run Missile Silo, be wary. Hold on. No. Is it Mocked Underground? No, it's not Mocked Underground. Is Missile Silo. I'm correct. Missile Silo. Be wary that there's chain linked stairways and there's one that has an enemy at the bottom of it. Be aware that the enemy can actually look up and shoot at you. They can see you, they can shoot you through that gate. I did not know that, and I actually died the first time I played Missile Silo. So I've learned to be aware of that. Now, you can't see them, but they can fully see you. I don't know how that freaking works. If they can see through that much grates and you can't see them, but they can't see you like 10 miles away, like freaking about like 50 feet away from them. That makes no sense, to be honest. But then again, it's a game. It has weird physics. But yeah, there's the tip video with one bonus tip, if not two, because I lost track of my mistakes and stuff. But please keep in mind of every tip that I've given in this video and use it and apply it to your game, especially the one where you go into PvE within your first 40 games or 30. It depends on what you want. But definitely go for 30 if you want the minimum to try out each game mode. But yes, I'll have you guys have a great day. I don't know much about me, but Anyways, I'll see you in the next video, which will probably be a help wanted video, or even a Ghost Tabor video I've done here and there. But I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day, and bye.